My name is Sarah. I am 20 years old now, but the story I want to tell you is from many years ago. It is about my first love. It was my first secret, my first pain, and also my first happiness. At that time, I was just a simple schoolgirl, shy and quiet, and I never thought that love could come to me so early. But life is strange, and sometimes it gives you lessons before you are ready. I was 15 years old when everything started. I lived in a small town, with my parents and my younger brother. My family was strict, especially my mother. She always told me, Sarah, focus on your studies. Do not think about boys. Do not waste your time. I listened to her, because I respected her. But inside, I had my own little world, my own dreams, my own heart. At school, I was not very popular. I was not the most beautiful girl. My hair was simple, my clothes were plain, and I was shy to speak in class. But there was one boy who always looked at me with kind eyes. His name was Daniel. He was 1 year older than me. He was tall, with brown hair, and he had the warmest smile. He was not like the other boys, who laughed loudly and made jokes all the time. He was calm, polite, and gentle. The first time I noticed him was during English class. The teacher asked a question, and I was too nervous to answer. My voice was shaking, and I felt embarrassed. But Daniel looked at me and gave me a small smile, like he wanted to say, "Don't worry, it's okay." That small smile made me feel safe. From that day, I started to notice him more and more. I did not tell anyone about my feelings. Not my friends, not my mother, not even my diary. It was my first love, and I wanted to keep it secret. I was scared. I thought, what if people laugh at me? What if my mother finds out and gets angry? What if Daniel never likes me back? So I stayed silent. Every day, I looked forward to school, only because of him. I would wake up early, dress carefully, and make sure my hair was neat. Not for anyone else, but just in case Daniel saw me. When I entered the classroom, my eyes searched for him. If he was there, my heart beat faster. If he was absent, the day felt empty. I remember one small moment that felt so big to me. It was raining one afternoon after school. I did not bring an umbrella. I was standing under the roof, waiting for the rain to stop. Suddenly, Daniel walked by. He was holding an umbrella. He saw me, stopped, and said, "Do you want to share?" My heart almost stopped. I could not even speak. I just nodded. We walked together under his umbrella. The sound of the rain was loud, but inside my chest, the sound of my heart was louder. I was nervous, my hands were shaking. I wanted to say something, but words did not come out. Then he said, "Don't worry, the rain will stop soon." His voice was soft, kind, and it stayed in my memory forever. That was the first time we walked together, side by side. For me, it was magic. After that day, I dreamed about him almost every night. In my dreams, we talked freely, we laughed together, and sometimes he even held my hand. But in real life, I stayed quiet. He never knew what I felt. It was my secret world. Sometimes, I asked myself, is this really love, or is it just a crush? But my heart gave me the answer. When he smiled, I smiled too. When he was sad, I felt sad. When he passed by, the whole world became brighter. If this was not love, then what else could it be? One day, something happened that broke my heart. At school, I heard some girls talking. They said, "Did you know Daniel likes Emma?" They spent time together after school. Emma was beautiful and smart, with long hair and many friends. I felt a knife inside my chest when I heard that. I tried to act normal, but inside I was crying. That night, I lay on my bed and thought about everything. Maybe my love was just one-sided. Maybe I was foolish to dream. Maybe Daniel never noticed me the way I noticed him. Tears rolled down my face, and I covered my mouth so my mother would not hear me crying. That was the first time I felt the real pain of love. But even after that, I could not stop caring for him. Even if he liked someone else, I still wanted him to be happy. I still looked for him every morning. I still kept his smile in my heart. My love was silent, but it was strong. Years passed. School ended, and life moved on. Daniel went to another city for university. I stayed in my town. We lost contact. No phone calls, no messages, no letters. He disappeared from my daily life, but not from my heart. My first love remained with me, hidden like a secret flower inside my soul. Now, when I look back, I understand. My first love was never about being together. It was about feeling something new, something pure. It was about discovering how powerful the heart can be, even when no words are spoken. It was about learning how to keep a secret, and how to survive pain. Sometimes, when I walk in the rain, I remember that afternoon under his umbrella. Sometimes, when I hear someone laugh softly, I remember his smile. And sometimes, when I close my eyes, I still see him, the boy who never knew that he was my first love. Do I regret it? No, because even if he never knew, my first love taught me how to feel. It taught me how to dream. It taught me that love is not always about having, sometimes it is about cherishing quietly. And for me, that is enough. Today, I am older, and maybe wiser. I know love is complicated. I know relationships are not like the fairy tales we imagine when we are young. But still, deep in my heart, my first love remains special. It was secret, it was painful, it was beautiful. It was mine. And maybe, just maybe, he also remembers me sometimes. Maybe when he walks in the rain, he thinks of the shy girl who shared his umbrella. I will never know. But in my heart, I keep the memory safe. So this is my story. My first love was a secret. It was the beginning of my journey as a girl, as a woman, as a human being who feels deeply. And even if nobody else understands, I know that it was real.